Hi, my name is Henk. In early 2000 I started collecting miniatures. My son was doing role-playing games and brought me to some shops in the region where they sold role-playing items. First of all, he pointed to the Lord of the Rings collections, and there were also Ral Parta and other items. He then gave me a birthday present of a Ral Parta dragon he painted for me. After reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I was infected with the collecting virus. I bought some Ral Partas first, but my actual target was Mithril Miniatures. Already several items were out of stock by that time. I remembered coming home late one evening from my work and my son had bad news and good news for me. What's the bad news? Well, it cost me a lot of money. And what's the good news? Well, I bought a great amount of out-of-stock items for you direct from Mithril Miniatures. So my collection was growing. Mithril Miniatures staff always offered a helpful hand in my collecting. People like Adam Dawson and Marjorie Cullen were of great help. I also visited every shop in our country and that had Mithril figures in stock. I bought a lot of extras for exchange with other collectors. After a few years, several shops stopped selling miniatures. I then bought great collections from those shops. I could help a lot of starting collectors then at the same price that I bought them for because it is great fun to help other people. I was always happy when someone wanted to help me with my items. I also bought items via eBay. In those days it was a hard game to play to collect the missing items. Today there are a lot of older items for sale against reasonable prices. I'm a real fanatic collector, so when a shop sells out of their products, I bought sometimes 40 to 60 items in one sale. However, even though I have a very big collection, there are still some rarities I seek to collect. In this picture, I got this rare item from Dieter Walterman, a fellow collector. His reason for doing so was that I had once helped him with his collection and he believed it was about the differences in models. This picture shows the Mummock or Oliphant. I think it was the only suggestion that I made to Mithril Miniatures, and Mithril decided to release it as a box set. I got two items as a Christmas present, one for me and one for my son. He played a big role in and push to collect the Mithril Miniatures in the first place, and I still enjoy it every day. Sometimes a die-hard collector needs that next to his breakfast. Last year I put away my old showrooms because there was so many items I couldn't put into it. In picture 4, there you got 4 of a kind. In the early 90s I started collecting, and however several were out of production even at that stage. Sometimes Mithril made a special sale of them and selling out of remaining stock. Marjorie Cullen helped make sure that I didn't miss any. At first I was aware of Isildur, a rare item at that stage. There was a big list of collectors searching for this item, according to Marjorie. Several months later we came to that item again and I was placed number 7 on the list. Just before Christmas, Marjorie wrote to me informing me that she had one and told me what the price was. I was so surprised that I was number 7 on the list that I wrote back and said that for that price it would be more than welcome, and she just sent it to me. I sent immediately a Christmas package to the company to show my thankfulness for that surprise. A few years later, I think, she offered me a Galadriel item, and I thought it was an antique version of the 1992 Christmas item, but she was sending me MA1. She had it on her desk for quite some time, and she thought it was the Swedish King Gustav, and she wondered if I was interested in it. Yes, I was, because Chris makes such wonderful items. When I was visiting the company, much too long ago, Michael showed me around. It was a great day. When I asked about a rare Christmas item of Patrick Sarsfield because there was no picture of it, Michael showed me an item from the Edmund collection. I had already put aside King Gustav from the Mithril range because it was a strange duck between hobbits and other fellows. However, I had hit the jackpot again because Gustav was actually Sarsfield, and this is a very scarce item. I added Eowyn because it's one of the most beautiful Christmas items that's ever been made. In picture 5, this is one of the sets Mithril could not release for some reason, so in my library there was an empty space. Chris sold these items and was always so kind to keep a series apart for me. These last 3 items have a special place in my collection. I got them over the years from Chris himself. He is a great help for me for the last years, and always very kind and an easygoing person to help me to get all kinds of information. I'm very grateful for that. One thing is certain in this kind of hobby. Without help from other collectors, you can't come very far. Also, the folks at Mithril have always been very kind in helping us collectors, and thanks to Marjorie Cullen. She was a really wonderful person and a great help for not only me but others too with collecting these items. I still have some black spots on the list, and don't be surprised that someday a crazy Dutchie is digging under the foundations of the company to look for these items. You never know.